What's going on, guys? How y'all doing today? Southern guy here. I walked back into the channel. Don't subscribe to the channel right now at Southern guy right here on YouTube.com. Hit that little bell for notifications about Olu. We're nearing 40 subscribers right now. Tonight we're gonna go over the show, Raw review, results, reactions, full show. Wright opens said it's nice to join Randy Orton for him today. Bliss said it would join them, but we got Randy Orton, Game Prodigy, the prizes, and brand new crucifix one we seen Wright and Bliss use as of late. I seen Wright and Bliss using the late caresses of friendship and the frog. Mercy the buzzard, Rambling Rabbit, and Huskus the pig. The question is, how should Ray be punished at TLC? It all came to a chance with answer, and Riot says none of them. This are correct, but unfortunately Orton, as always, has the right answer. Riot chooses his team as we get to a flash of the Fiend. Orton says that he will play the games if Riot wanted, but he wants a match tonight. Not the Fiend, but Bray Wyatt himself. He said we'll see him at the feed at TLC. We got tonight Asuka versus Shayna Baszler. Asuka versus Shayna Baszler. This match ended with Asuka picking up the win. St. Jax catches her and looks on for to powerbomb her onto the announce table, but Lana counters and sends Jax face first into the table. Lana retreats to the ramp, but Baszler yells at her to come back. Asuka takes advantage of the distraction and rolls Baszler up for the pin at the win, where Asuka defeats Shayna Baszler tonight thanks to the lack of distraction of Lana. After the match, Asuka and Lana celebrate as the champs. Tonight we get the hype between Lashley versus Jeff Hardy and Kingston versus Benjamin. We get a special look back at Drew McIntyre's road to TLC. We get a video package of TLC between Drew McIntyre and the WWE champion Drew McIntyre tonight in the 2-on-3 handicap match. We get a hype of the Ricket team as tag team match if we see it happens. Dana Brooke and Retribution, Ricochet versus Retribution members. We get Reckoning and Slapjack versus Dana Brooke and Ricochet 1-on-1. This match ended with Brooke and Ali is barking at orders at Reckoning, which allows Brooke to scoop her up for the shoulders off the distraction. Brooke holds Reckoning on her shoulders and deals a Manuki driver for the pin to win fairly quickly match. Winner Dana Brooke and Ricochet pick up the victories of Retribution members Slapjack and Reckoning. After the match, Ali hits the ring and yells at Reckoning's face, and then Slapjack's blaming them for what the others lost, embarrassing him. Ricochet and Brooke watch from the stage as they exit. Keith Lee approaches Sheamus in the back. Last week talks about the same between the two. Lee says that anyone in the locker room knows it, just in a matter of before the time Sheamus turns his back on Drew McIntyre and stabs him in the back. Sheamus stands up and gets to the face, Lee's face, him to go so he can go on the turn on the champ and beat him and the hell out of him. We get a look back at John Morrison, John's Miz. Well, what this should be his TV. Welcome. Moving on. Miz apologizes, said he couldn't stand a fair chair big enough for AJ's associate Armwall, but to watch it from the stage from ringside. We have the 3-on-1 handicap match tonight with Drew McIntyre, Miz, and John Morrison. They all start brawling, get a piece of Miz, sets up the pieces. Drew grabs the Money in the Bank briefcase and launches it way across the arena. Miz runs in to get it, laying the briefcase. Got the LD board on the Tron. Drew and Sheamus laugh at Miz. We get Kofi Kingston versus Shelton Benjamin 1-on-1 today. See him taking out the leg. Shelton celebrating into the ankle lock in the middle of the ring. Finally grabs the bottom rope to break the hold, but the tackle somehow more. Shelton Benjamin jumps on the Kofi's through the ropes onto the floor. Shelton chases it and goes for the barks at him. We get Shelton gets up and barely makes it back before a Teddy count. Kofi immediately deals Trouble of Paradise for the pin to win. Kofi defeats Shelton Benjamin 1-on-1 tonight. After the match, Kofi and Woods head to the ramp to celebrate. MP and Cedric Alexander check on Benjamin. We get Kofi Kingston versus Cedric Alexander tonight. Ted Jenner when Target MVP yells at him in the corner. Cedric Alexander climbs up for a suplex, but fights back, slamming Cedric face first to the back. Kofi leaps off the top rope for a big right hand and lands on hard on the right ankle. Cedric follows up with a lumbar check for the pin to win. Winner Cedric Alexander defeats Kofi Kingston. After the match, Cedric Alexander runs with his celebration. But yeah, what else we got? Pat Patterson. Look back at Pat Patterson. They did a tribute Pat Patterson tonight on Monday Night Raw. Every superstar was on stage, including Vince McMahon himself. We got a 3-on-1 handicap match. Sheamus and Drew McIntyre versus AJ Styles, John Morrison, The Miz. Winners of this results end up being when seeing a bro kick. Seeing Sheamus ducks and comes right back in with a bro kick for Morrison, but Morrison avoids it and accidentally levels McIntyre. Sheamus and caught off guard and upset with himself, which allows AJ to fly in with the phenomenal forearm for the pin of the win. Winners AJ Styles, The Miz, and John Morrison. Morrison defeat Drew McIntyre and Sheamus in a 3-on-1 handicap match. After the match, AJ celebrates. One-on-ones at ringside to be the hits. Miz and Morrison also regrouping to celebrate. We see Drew down at ringside to recover. We get a backstage break announced. Raw Talk tonight. Drew McIntyre, Nia Jax, Sam Baszler, Chuck Benjamin are on there. We get Drew kicking in the last match. Tonight's show backstage segment with Nia Jax, Sam Baszler. How they gonna destroy Asuka? McCullough Caruso pushes Sheamus backstage. His bats are picking around. She's asking about the accidental bro kick to Drew. Sheamus knows what Drew is going to do. Come back for him and try to kick him in the face. If he kicks it international, he said it's going to be was not. Drew approaches and they face off. Sheamus asking if he knows what the kick was accidental. Drew acknowledged and asked Sheamus if he know how about what happened at the share of each other down at the commercial. Back commercial, we get Drew is back brawling with Sheamus at catering in the back. Other superstars are cheering his boy. WWE producer Pat Buck gets in between them. The guy is serious. Drew McIntyre and Sheamus did team up on Buck, drive him through a catering table back in catering. Sheamus and says it's Drew's turn to buy the beer as they walk off together like nothing happened. We got Bobby Lashley versus Shelton Benjamin and Matt Riddle at ringside trying to cheer on Jeff Hardy. Finally we get Jeff Hardy fights back and Lashley hits off with a twist of fate. Hardy goes for the top rope but has landed on his feet from a Swat bar. Lashley follows up with a big spear as famous be, and Lashley applies a hurt lock for the win. For the easy win, Bobby Lashley defeats Shelton Benjamin. Jeff Hardy. After the bell ring submission locked Riddle gets in on the apron. APP tries to off, but Riddle enters the ring to make the save. Lashley shoves Hardy into him, knocking him back into the corner. See Bray Wyatt backstage in the locker room. The Reverend Rabbit is now there and says that Bray Wyatt can't wait to see Orton in the ring tonight with the main event tonight. Randy Orton versus Drew versus Bray Wyatt. We get the turn 555 house music starts up next. Cheers up, picking up the virtual crowd. Wyatt turns on the stage backstage. Coming out, Bray Wyatt comes out in the fun fly house gear. The bell rings. Orton takes control with a shoulder, him in a headlock, and Wyatt drops Orton with a shoulder, and then with strikes, big uppercut to Wyatt to the floor, and they end up on the floor brawling. Orton tries to drop back with Wyatt on the announce table, but Wyatt counters it, slams Orton on top of the announce table with a backbreaker, and Wyatt gets a headset and says, "Wowie, wowie, we'll be right back." The back from commercial break. Wyatt goes for Orton goes up for the draping DDT through the ropes. Then we see Bray Wyatt countering it with a sister Abigail. Abigail and the lights, both men are down. All of a sudden the lights go out and they come back on. Bray Wyatt is in his full Bray Wyatt, the Fiend gimmick gear. That he applies the Man of a Claw to Randy Orton, and WWE Raw goes off the air. And that is your official Raw review results reaction for Monday, December the 7th, 2020. Right here on the channel. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel right here at Southern Guy. Right here on YouTube.com. What is hottest channel podcast going right now. Hit that little bell for notifications when I upload. Don't miss the latest stuff I've done. Go check it out on the channel right now at Southern Guy. Right here on YouTube.com. We did board games review last night. We did tribute to the Troops 2020. That is up on the channel as well for the podcast. Go check out all of those. And we'll be doing Raw. We got we'll probably be covering Impact Wrestling tomorrow. And all that more. We're gonna have AEW on Wednesday and SmackDown on Friday. But guys, that's the review. Hit that thumb as hard as you can. Subscribe to the channel, like I said, the podcast right here at Southern Guy or YouTube.com.